Is by Dr. Chitra Madhavan. Chitra Madhavan has an MA and an MPhil in Indian history from the University. I request her to come on to the dais, please. Chitra Madhavan has an MA and an MPhil in Indian history from the University of Madras and a PhD in ancient history and archaeology from the University of Mysore. She is the recipient of 2 postdoctoral fellowships. Chitra has published 9 books: History and Culture of Tamil Nadu, 2 volumes; Vishnu Temples of South India, 5 volumes; Sanskrit Education and Literature in Ancient and Medieval Tamil Nadu, an epigraphical study; and Temples of Kanchipuram. She has co-edited a book, South India Heritage, which contains 500 articles on various aspects of South India's heritage and culture, and has edited a book on Sculptures of India published by Kalakshetra Foundation, Chennai. She is also the editor of 3 books on Srirangam temples, the Varadaraja Perumal temple, Kanchipuram, and the Srivilliputtur temples. Chitra has contributed about 100 articles to the multi-volume Encyclopedia of Hinduism. She regularly conducts heritage tours to places of historical and archaeological significance in India and abroad. Now I request Madam to speak on Satyaki, a lesser known deity.
Namaste, a very good morning to all of you. At the outset, I would like to thank the C.P. Ramasamy Iyer Foundation and Dr. Nandita Krishna in particular for inviting me here this morning to present this paper. This lecture will be very different from the others because the others may have chosen mostly a deity that is in worship in a temple as the main deity or as one of the Upadevatas, even though it may be a minor deity, and seen across many places in India. While I was searching for a suitable topic, my mind just wouldn't work. I couldn't even think of one topic that I could talk about over here. And suddenly right here when I was in C.P. Ramasamy Foundation about 10 days back, I thought of some temple in Chennai. Why not connect it with Chennai? And I thought of the famous Pathasarthi Swami temple that is so close to here. Krishna, the presiding deity, is of course very famous, but let us go to the person, the deity I want to talk about. So, in any Vishnu temple that you go to, the main deity is of course Perumal. Vishnu is there, resplendent, Alankara Priyo Vishnu, he is beautifully decked. There are some temples where you may find Vishnu and Lakshmi together in Tamil Nadu. Perumal and Tayar together, very rare, but you have that in a place called Nachiyar Kovil, which is next to Kumbakonam, which is a Divya Desham, which means the Alvars have been there, and in this case, Thirumangai Alvar. Here, the goddess Lakshmi, Tayar in Tamil, Manjulavalli Tayar gets precedence over God Vishnu, and Tayar is with Perumal in the main sanctum. See, what happens is when we go to a temple, generally we are in a bit of a rush, and we just see a little bit of the God and we give him our many requests, and then we come out. So when we come out, we generally don't know whether he is 4-armed or 2-armed or any of his attributes. We missed that out on. Here in the main Garbhagriha, it is really a bit crowded. Not only do you have Vishnu and Lakshmi, that is Manjulavalli Tayar, who is here very important, but you find 4 more images: Balarama, Pradyumna, Aniruddha and Shamba, son of Krishna and Jambavati. So Balarama, we all know, is Sankarshana, brother, Pradyumna's son, and Aniruddha, grandson of Krishna. So Krishna's family and his other son, Shamba, through Jambavati, who is the daughter of Jambavan of Ramayana fame, are also here. What happens in these temples most times is the curtain or the thera is drawn on many of the other deities, and we are able to see only the main god in worship. So most people who visit the temples don't even know these other deities are there. 2 things, and I usually do not rely on PowerPoint presentations, but since there is so much information about Satyaki, I am forced to do that. And secondly, I did put in the diacritics, but something went wrong with the software and I had to completely change it to another format. So you have it without diacritics over here. So this is Nachiyar Kovil, where Perumal, that is Srinivasa Perumal, but Pradyumna, Aniruddha and Shamba are also there. So this is the main deity of Nachiyar Kovil, where Manjulavali Tayar gains a lot of precedence. In fact, in the Utsava Murti, she is a few inches in front of Perumal over here. We go to a place called Tiruthangal, which is near Shivakashi in Virudunagar district. This is also a Divya Desham, and Bodhattalvar and Thirumangai Alvar have been there. Here also, there is a huge cluster of divinities in the main sanctum, not just Perumal. Here, the god Vishnu is called Nindra Narayana, standing posture. You have his consorts, Sri Devi, Bhudevi and Neela Devi. You have Jambavati and you have Pradyumna, Krishna's son, Garuda, Markandeya, Usha, Aniruddha and Bhrigu Maharishi. Quite a crowd inside the main sanctum. You also go to a place called Thirumayam, where there is a Shiva temple and a Vishnu temple, and there Satyamurti Perumal is there. There also it's a crowded space, but so this is the Tiruthangal temple, which is in Virudunagar district. My lecture is going to be very short because I'm going to be talking only about Satyaki and why he deserves a place over here. I will not be taking my full time of 20 minutes generously given to me by the organizers. So Parthasarathi Swami temple, every one of you here in Chennai know it, located right in the center of Chennai in Thiru Allikeni, not the anglicized Triplicane. This is only Divya Desham in the center of Chennai, strictly inside the city limits of Chennai. It's a very, very unique temple in many ways because it's a twin temple, east facing deity. The main deity is Venkatakrishnan. Parthasarathi is the Utsava Murti after whom the temple takes its name. The main image is not Parthasarathi. And literally at the rear, facing west, is Yoga Narsimha called Tulasingha Perumal, facing west, who has a separate Dvajastambam, separate entrance, etc. And the other Vishnus enshrined in this temple are Ranganatha, Rama and Gajendra Varada. So many Alvars, Pei Alvar, Thirumanishi Alvar and Thirumangai Alvar have come here, and what is interesting is they have sung about all the 5 deities in this temple. So there is a Tayar sanctum. The Tayar is Vedavali Tayar, and she is not the consort of Parthasarathi. He is Krishna. She is the consort of Ranganatha in this temple. That's also very different. So this is Parthasarathi Perumal. He is the Utsava Murti. Parthasarathi, charioteer of Krishna, we know. But he is not standing here as the charioteer of Krishna. He is standing with Shankha and Chakra. He is standing with Sri Devi and Bhudevi. We may recall that in the Kurukshetra war, when Krishna went as the charioteer of Arjuna, the Sarathi of Arjuna, he made a promise that he would not use his weapons. So he did not go there with his chakra, he used it only once later. So the main image is this, Venkatakrishnan, who actually stands as Parthasarathi. He holds only the Shankha because he had to blow the conch as the Sarathi of Arjuna. And the other hand does not have the chakra. He has the Varada Hasta in this hand. So this is the main image. And because he is Sri Krishna, his consort has to be Rukmini. His consort is not that Vedavali Tayar who is in a separate sanctum. I repeat, she is the consort of Ranganatha Swami in this temple. So Rukmini stands demurely next to this gigantic image of Venkatakrishnan, who is actually Parthasarathi. This is all we see when we go into the main sanctum because, as I said, the curtains are there. But even here, if you look, there's somebody standing to the left of Venkatakrishna. So this is how the entire crowd, quite a crowd again, in the main sanctum looks. So in the center is Venkatakrishnan. To his right is Rukmini. To the right of Rukmini and behind her is Balarama. You can see him with a plough. To the left of Venkatakrishnan is Pradyumna, his son. To his left is Aniruddha. And to his left, the last figure on our left here is Satyaki. So if you request the Bhattacharyas very many times, they will surely tell you about all these figures. But Balarama, all right, deserves a place. Brother of Krishna, he is Sankarshana. And then Aniruddha and Pradyumna. Now, who is Satyaki? Why is he here? Have we ever given him a thought? Have we seen him inside the main sanctum? Most often the answer would be no. We don't know who he is. So who is this Satyaki? He is, and together, I forgot to say, together these 5 men are called the Panchavira, or the 5 brave people. Rukmini is also there. The Panchavira cult is a thing that finds a place in the Vayu Puranam and also in the Vaikhanasa Agama. It's not there in the Pancharatra Agama. There is an inscription found in a village called Mora, near Mathura, near Govardhana, and this inscription dated to the 1st century CE mentions the only Panchaviras of Vrishni. Vrishni is the family into which Krishna was born. He himself is called Vrishni Vamsha Pradipaha. It's a very damaged inscription. So it mentions a stone shrine and the 5 objects of adoration made of stone radiant, as it were, with highest beauty. So I'm quoting from a scholar named T.G. Aravamudan, and he says it appears that there had been a stone temple in which had been adored the 5 objects in stone, 5 images of the holy Panchaviras, heroes who had belonged to the race of the Vrishnis. So this Panchavira cult was known. But who exactly the Panchaviras were is not detailed in this inscription. So here, coming back to our Parthasarthi Swami temple, there is a Satyaki standing there with this group. So who is Satyaki? He was also known as Yuyudhana. He was a Yadava, one of the Vrishnis. He was a relative, close relative of Krishna. Many names are there. Anata, Shaineya, Shaineya Nandana, Shauri, Shiniputra, Shinipautra, Shininapta, Shinipravara, Dasharha, Madhava, Madhavagriya, and etc., etc., etc. It's a whole lot. And his origin comes from God Vishnu through Brahma, through Rishi, Yatri, through Chandra, Buddha, Pururavas, dash, 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 dash. His father Satyaka and he Satyaki. So this is the lineage of Satyaki. He is repeatedly mentioned in the Mahabharata, repeatedly. Adi Parva, Sabha Parva, Virat Parva, Udyoga Parva, Bhishma, Drona, Karna, Shalya, Ashwamedha, Mausada and Swargaropana. Forgive me some spelling mistakes. The Bhagavata Purana also gives information about him, and these texts mention that he is was a great warrior and a companion of Krishna. Learnt archery from Arjuna, and in all the wars that Krishna fought, that not just the Kurukshetra, the wars in which Krishna himself fought, Satyaki was by his side. In Krishna's war with Banasura, Satyaki fought with Bana's minister. When Jarasandha was about to attack Mathura, he guarded the west gate and killed many of his soldiers. So Satyaki goes with Yudhishthira with a huge army to participate in the Kurukshetra war. On the first day, he fought with Krithavarman, later with Bhurishravas, Bhishma, Drona, Bhagadatta, Karna, Ashwatthama, Dushasana. Name the big names in the Kaurava side. Satyaki fought with all of them. And during Arjuna's fight with Bhishma, when it was raining arrows on Arjuna, Satyaki saved him from Bhishma's onslaught. He saved Drishtadyumna from being killed by Drona. When his own charioteer was killed, he became his own Sarathi. He drove his chariot himself. And these are the people he defeated. Duryodhana, Drona, Dushasana, Karna, Vrishasena, who was the son of Karna, 6 Maharathas of the Kaurava army, the king of Vanga, Shakuni, Prasena, another son of Karna, and many others. He captured Sanjaya alive. That Sanjaya Uvacha, that Sanjaya captured him alive, but set him free at the behest of sage Vyasa. He was also present at the wedding of Draupadi, and when Sri Krishna went to the court of Kauravas as a messenger from the Pandavas, it was Satyaki who went with him. And after the Mahabharata war, he accompanied Sri Krishna back to Dwaraka. He held the royal umbrella over the head of Yudhishthira in the Pattabhisheka ceremony. And for all these reasons and more, Satyaki has been enshrined in the Garbhagriha of the Parthasarathi Swami temple alongside Sri Krishna. There is a Tamil inscription, 16th century, 1564 to be precise, in this temple, which records the installation of the images of Krishna, Rukmini, Baladeva, that is Balarama, Madana, that is Pradyumna, and Satyaki, mentioned in Tamil as Satyaki. Aniruddha's name has inadvertently been left out here, and it would have been a reconsecration of the images in the main sanctum. Not that it was there from times ancient. So once again, this is, I know, a very, very short lecture, but just to highlight the importance of Satyaki, whom most of us have never heard about, and most of us, those of us who visit the Parthasarathi Swami temple even very regularly, don't note, because we can't see him. He's very much there, very much one of the Panchaviras. Maybe he was one of the Panchaviras mentioned in that 1st century CE inscription also from near Mathura, we don't know, but highly venerated, and the Mahabharata and the Bhagavata Purana wax eloquent about the bravery of Satyaki and all that power he showed in the Mahabharata war. He was by the side of the Pandyas and by the side of Sri Krishna always, and that earns him a place in the main Garbhagriha of the Parthasarathi Swami temple, which is one of the preeminent Divya Deshams of India. Thank you so much. Neela. Neela Devi has been associated with this lady called Nappinai, who is known in Tamil literature. That is the general association of Neela Devi.
Nappinai is supposed to be a Radha, an early form
like
of Radha.
Radha-like figure, exactly. A great devotee of Krishna.
So, that would give him 3 wives. What is her position?
So, see, if we look at it as a kind of a symbolism, Sri Devi is goddess of wealth and Bhudevi is the goddess of earth. So, if we are thinking of Radha as a Jivatma yearning to be with the Paramatma, and if Nappinai is like Radha or Radha is like
Radha,
then this also would be the same.
Could it be a personification of the Nilotpala, which he sometimes holds? Neela and Nilotpala.
I wouldn't know, but I don't think so. I don't think so.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, congratulations. This was indeed a very focused and good paper and presentation. I just want to know about Satyaki's iconography. What is the thing that he holds or whatever? Yeah.
I should have mentioned that. So Satyaki, to the best of my knowledge, and please correct me if I am wrong, is not known in any other temple. He is just standing here alongside, like there are almost 3 identical figures there, Pradyumna, Aniruddha and Satyaki. I was told by the Archaka, by the Bhattacharya, because we cannot go very near this image and actually study it, it is like a whip that he is holding in his hand, given his place in the Mahabharata.
So 2 hands and with
two
a whip.
Two hands only. Because the main deity himself is only two-handed. So you had a question?
may not be a charioteer holding Shankha and Chakra, but I observed and I am told that lot of scars on his face, wounded scars. Then what does it represent? Any idea?
So you see, he is Parthasarathi, and there are all these marks on his face which traditionally have been accepted as the marks of the arrows on the face of the charioteer, and he protected Sri Krishna. All right, but if you look at how to say this, he is Parthasarathi and he is Venkatakrishnan. This is Parthasarathi, but he holds the chakra. So then he cannot be the Parthasarathi who never held the chakra. We'll let it go.
Thank you for that wonderful observation. Because one more, yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Madhavan. Now you have presented a little bit of aspects of personality of Satyaki, like he is freeing Sanjay. And is there any other aspects of his personality? For example, he is a great warrior. Now, one important challenge is how warriors observe their dharma, not killing innocent people. And if from the text we get a little bit more glimpses about his life as a warrior, compassion, because today in the days of war, so these elements we need to remember.
Thank you. But to the best of my knowledge, Satyaki's mention in the Mahabharata and the Bhagavata comes through only as a friend of Krishna, a relative of Krishna, and on his valors on the battlefield, his exploits on the battlefield. There isn't really much about anything else that he did. Of going with Sri Krishna to wars, going with Sri Krishna who went as an ambassador to the court of the Pandavas, he has accompanied Krishna everywhere, and he quite a terror in the Kurukshetra battlefield for the Pandavas, on the side of the Pandavas. Other than that, we don't hear. In fact, there is one, he censured Kritavarman who had killed people who were sleeping. That also is there. Yeah, so obviously he was on the side of Dharma. That nothing much more, to the best of my knowledge.
Let us be brief, because one more, last question please.
One question.
Last question.
Satyaki, who was promised by Prasenajit, the father of Satyabhama, that he will give Satyabhama to him. There were three persons, Akrura, Kritavarma and Satyaki. For all the three, Prasenajit promised he will give his daughter. Is the same Satyaki?
Where is this mentioned?
In the Bhagavata.
In the Mahabharata?
Bhagavata.
In the Bhagavata? Oh.
Yes.
No, I don't.
And Narayana also talks about this.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
So is Bhagavata. We really have to see whether it's found in the Mahabharata.
If it is connected with the Mahabharata, it definitely has to be the same Satyaki. Must be.
Thank you.
We don't know of another person of the same name.
Same name.
Thank you.
Thank you for that wonderful. On the stage, please. I request our director, madam, to honor her. Madam, on the stage, please, both. Chitra Madhavan and director, madam. I want her to honor her. Chitra. Yeah, please. Thank you very much.